For the bear pouch, we are going to start off by creating a magic circle, and we're going to wrap the yarn around the hook like so, and then you're going to grab with your index and your thumb with your right hand. With your left hand, you're going to wrap the yarn around the hook, and then you're going to grab this piece with your left hand now, and you're going to pull the hook through. Go ahead and just grab ever so slightly, and you're going to wrap the yarn around the hook and pull through, and then wrap the yarn around the hook one more time. And now that's 2 chains on our magic circle. And so now we are going to do 12 double crochets into the magic ring. A double crochet is where you wrap the yarn around the hook once, insert into the magic circle, bring the yarn through. Now we have 3 loops on our hook. We are going to wrap the yarn around the hook, pull through 2 loops at a time, and then wrap the yarn around the hook and pull through 2 loops again. So then you're going to do that exact same thing. So wrap the yarn around the hook, bring it into the circle, wrap it around, pull up a loop. There's 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and then pull through 2. So yarn over, insert into the circle, bring it up, wrap it around the hook, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So we have 3, and we need to do 12. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12. Go ahead and pull through. Pull that tight, I meant to say. And then in that chain 2 space that we created, we're going to slip stitch in there. Do not slip stitch into the first double crochet. You want to slip stitch into the chain 2. You can tell because you can slip your hook right through it. And so now we're going to chain 2 again. So 1, 2. Okay, and so now we're going to do 2 double crochet in each of these stitches. So wrap the yarn around the hook, insert into that first stitch, pull up a loop. Now you have 3. You're going to pull through 2 and pull through 2, and we're going to do 1 more double crochet. And now we're going to do 2 more into this next stitch. Two more into the next. Two more into the next stitch. Just go ahead and repeat 2 stitches all the way around until you get to that chain space. Okay, And so now we're at our last double crochet. So we are going to do 2 double crochet again, and then we are going to slip stitch into that chain space, and then we're going to chain 2. You can go ahead and pull it tighter a little bit. Okay, and so now the pattern is going to be 1 double crochet, 1 increase, 1 double crochet, 1 increase. And an increase means 2 stitches in the same stitch, and that goes for every kind of stitch. It'll always be called an increase. So we are going to wrap the yarn around the hook once again, go in with 1 double crochet, and for the next stitch we are going to do 2 double crochet. And 1 double crochet, 1 increase, which again is 2 double crochet in the same stitch. And so then 1 double crochet, and then 1 increase, okay. And so you are just going to repeat that pattern until you get to this last double crochet, and then you're going to do, you should be ending on an increase. If you didn't end on an increase, I would suggest to unravel it and start over, because you should always end on an increase when you're in an increasing round. So without doing a slip stitch, we are going to do a single crochet into this first stitch. Make sure that you kind of have a little bit loose of yarn. And so you are going to insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch, pull up a loop, and pull through 2. That's your first single crochet. And so we're going to repeat that 13 more times. So this would be, it would make it 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sorry about that, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Okay, and so now we are at the ear part. So for the ear, we're going to do 1 single crochet and a half double crochet, which means you're going to wrap the yarn around the hook, insert into that stitch, pull up a loop. Now we have 3 loops on our hook, and we are going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of them. And so we are going to do 2 double crochets now. So yarn over, insert into that stitch. Now we have 3 loops on our hook. So yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. And then we're going to do another double crochet. So yarn over, insert into that stitch, pull through. Now you have 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and now we are going to do a half double crochet, and a single crochet. Now we are going to single crochet for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we are going to create the other ear, which is going to be the same pattern that we did for this one. So 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, add 2 double crochets, half double, and a single. Okay, so now for the rest of this row, we are going to just single crochet. And you can just go ahead and slip stitch into that first single crochet that we did. And you can flatten it out a little bit if you want. Okay, and so now we have our first one of these. Make another one of these like I did here, and then we can go ahead and sew them together. So go ahead and create another one of these just like this, and for this one, the one that you create first, you are going to fasten off and weave in your ends like I did. And then for this one, you are going to leave it attached so that we can single crochet it together to make the pouch. Stitch markers where I was going to be making my single crochets, where I wanted to start, where I wanted to end. Mine is going to be the half double crochet, and so just make sure that you place the stitch marker in the same place as both sides, because you don't want it to be uneven, because one is a half double and then one is a double. If that makes sense, just make sure and check that you get it right through both stitches. So I'm going to weave in my ends real quick. My thing is broken, so I'm not able to like weave in, and it's really annoying, but I just cut a knot and then I do that. And you can kind of like stretch it so that the knot isn't gonna like get on anything. Okay, and so now you can use your needle, and you can put that through there. So we're going to stick it through these half double crochets. And then we're gonna go ahead and tie a knot. You can remove the stitch marker now. Your knot is tied. We are going to stick the hook through that place where we tied the knot. Wrap the yarn around and chain. Into that same stitch, we are going to do a slip stitch. And for this whole thing, we are going to do slip stitches. So we are just going to line it up and slip stitch through the same stitches. I found that the slip stitch works best for maintaining the shape. I did try single crochet and it didn't really work out that good. But slip stitch has maintained the shape so far, so if you want to do single crochet, you can, but I think it would look better if you did slip stitch. So yeah, it's maintained the shape, which is what we want. And so just keep slip stitching until you get to this point right here where you're going to do a slip stitch, and I'll show you how to fasten off and stuff. So now we are at the last stitch that we're gonna do. Go ahead and slip stitch, and then we're just going to cut and weave in our ends. I go through that same one, and I go through a couple stitches. Then you can go ahead and stick this through. You can kind of open this up a little bit, and if you want the end to be extra secure so it doesn't come out, you can just weave inside the pouch. Then you can knot, or you don't have to knot. It's up to you. And you can cut. Hi everyone, Editing Apple here. And so I was rewatching my video because I'm in the editing process, and I just realized that I did not show you guys how to tie the bow for this whole entire video, and I'm not going to delete it because I feel like I can describe it through a recording. So the best way I can describe it is you are going to cross over the yarn, and you're going to basically tie it as how you would tie a shoelace, and then you are going to pull the bow, and then you are going to pull the strings, and you are going to continue to like pull a little string and then tighten the bow. So yeah, I hope that helps. And so here's the bear pouch. Now you can put your AirPods in it, or earbuds, whatever, and you can leave it as this if you would like, or you can add a little chain to it, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. Back side, you can tell it's the back because it has the back parts of the single crochet and the back parts of the slip stitches, and right here in the middle, so 1 2 3 and then 1 2 3, so we're gonna stick it right here. then you can go ahead and bring that up and tie a knot. Go ahead and stick the hook through. Pull up a loop, chain, and then we are just going to keep chaining. And you can chain any amount. There's no amount that I can specify, but just chain enough to where you can wrap it around your bag. Okay, so for this part, I am going to be doing a voiceover because my mom had came into her room where I film and started watching TV. So as you can see, I just tied a knot with both of the yarn pieces, and now I'm just going to be weaving in my ends, and it snagged. Does anybody else hate when their yarn does that? Because I really hate that, like, a lot. And then but okay, and so I just went through one stitch right here, and then I went and I just kind of like weaved in the ends. I didn't do it perfectly, but my yarn needle is broken, so it kept sagging. Okay, so for this part, you are going to stick the yarn through that third stitch again, and we are going to just create one knot this time. It looks like I'm gonna create two, but I changed my mind the last minute, so just create one knot, and then we're going to stick the hook through that same stitch. And then we are going to chain, and you can chain as many as you want for this loop part. I think I ended up doing like 6 or 7. Then you just go right back into that other one, the stitch right next to it, and then go. Okay, so then you are going to fasten off, and then when you're done fastening off, we're just gonna weave in our ends, just like we did for the other side. So just repeat that same process. So we are going to wrap the yarn around the hook, and then we are going to wrap the yarn around the hook again. We are going to insert into that magic circle, and then we are going to yarn over and pull through one, creating the chain. And then we are going to do 5 single crochet into this magic ring. So we are going to insert the hook into the magic circle, yarn over, insert, and then we are going to insert through both of those loops. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we're just going to leave it at 5. And then we are going to single crochet into this first stitch that we did, gonna single crochet into that. So insert the hook, and then you are going to yarn over and pull through both of the loops, yarn over again through both of the loops, and then we can place our stitch marker. This is our first stitch, but we are going to do another stitch into this same stitch. So we have our first stitch, and then into that same stitch we are going to do another. That's 1, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Go ahead and tighten the magic circle. And then we are going to join by doing a single crochet. So 1, so we're going to do 1 and then 2, because we're going to do 1 and increase. So we have 3 stitches so far. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So we've got 15 so far. And now we're going to join with a single crochet again. Now we are going to do 2 single crochet and 1 increase. So 1 and then 2 and then increase. 1, 1, 2, and then increase. 1, 2, and then increase. 1, 2, increase. 1, 2, and then increase again. Go ahead and pull this and then join with a single crochet. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and increase. And this is going to be our pattern for this row. And then 1, 2, 3, and then increase. 1, 2, 3, and then increase. 1, 2, 3, and increase. For the last little bit, we're going to do the same thing. And you're going to end on an increase. space like you always. Okay, so I removed the stitch marker, and we are going to do a slip stitch into that first single crochet. So 1, and we're going to do another one, so 2, and another one, 3. And then we are going to do our first ear. For our first ear, we're going to repeat the pattern that we did for this one. So it is going to be 1 single crochet, a half double crochet, 2 double crochets, a half double crochet, and then a single crochet. Okay, so this is our first ear, and then we are going to slip stitch into the next stitch and all the way around. Okay, and so now we are at the 4th single crochet, because we're going to be slip stitching 3 into these ones. So this one would be the one that we would be working in. And so now we're going to do the same thing that we did for this one, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, another double crochet, and then a half double, and then a single, and then just go ahead and slip stitch 1, 2, and 3, and you can just slip stitch into that first slip stitch that we did. Okay, and then we're going to fasten it off. And so just leave enough to sew. I always do whatever you think is good, just do a little bit more than that, because you never know. You can leave in this end, leave in the ends on this one. I forgot that I had done this one with a 3.50 millimeter, and I did this one with a 3.75 millimeter, so it will be a little different. But please make sure that you do the do this like little plush with the same size hook, because mine's gonna look a little silly, but it's okay. It's still gonna be cute, I guess. I add my stuffing usually at the end, and so you can also add your stuffing at the end, or you can add it right now, but it's just gonna be easier to sew it first and then add it. Just line up the stitches. So this is the 1, 2, 3. So this is 1, and then this one is 1 over here. So line those up and pull through. Hopefully my yarn doesn't come through. Okay. And then just repeat. Line it up as best as you can. You want it to be matching. You don't want it to be crooked. Oop. Okay. Oops, did I just, okay, I think I just accidentally went through and, okay. And so just keep on repeating this, and then you can add your stuffing when you're almost done. Add a decent amount. I can't say by like the ounces how much to add, but just add however much you think is going to be good for your project. Okay, now I'm going to take a little stuffing and stuff it in here. Also, sorry for the light changes, guys. I know change is scary, but also I hope you guys like my new background, because I love it. I think it looks way better than my old one. I'm using natural lighting now instead of all that artificial lighting, and I think it looks so much better. So let me stop yapping and let me start stuffing. Okay, this is good. Yeah, this is good. You don't need to fill up the ears or anything, because it's not like they're gonna get filled. And then you just will continue to, it gets kind of tough around the ears, but you know, you just try and you match it up, and you can stick it through that and then stick it through the other one, the other stitch. And just tighten it as you go, because you don't want it to come undone or have stuffing coming out of it. Just continue until you get to right here. So now you can just stick the needle through the project. And you're going to continue to place this needle through different parts so that it doesn't unravel itself. It should be good now. We went through it enough times. And don't pull it too tight, because you don't want it to misshape it, but go ahead and cut that. And okay, for this one we're just gonna do the exact same thing we did on the last one. Gently, okay, and then just go ahead and tie it like normal. I may have cut it a little too small. I like to work with bigger pieces because it's easier to manipulate it how I want it to be. Okay, so now you got a little bow, and now we are going to place our hook into the project. Just stick it in the middle, wherever the middle is for you. Okay, there we go. Bring the yarn through the project. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and tie this like usual. You can just tie it once. Go back in to that same place. Bring it up. And then chain. And you can go ahead and chain any amount that you want. Just make sure that it's enough to where you can tie it around your bag. And then like right next to it, where we placed it, we can go in. And you're just going to do a slip stitch. can go ahead and tie this together. And we're just going to hide this yarn into the project like we did before. And then just go ahead and stuff it in again. Okay. And then weave this other end in as well. So now you have your little pouch and you have your little bag charm to match with it. Super cute, and I really hope you guys like this tutorial. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, taking time out of your day to watch me.